Yeah, hi, I'm Paul, that's paularcher.com. Stepping stones to customer referrals. Now, we all know that customer referrals are really, really important, but most people I ask who actually ask for these things, you wait to the end of the transaction, they ask for a referral, and the customer gives you the ding, knee-jerk reaction, I'll have a think about it, and it gets all horrible and embarrassing. So we need to change things. And the way we change things is by using what I call stepping stones. Now, to cross a river or stream, the best way to cross a stream is to use stepping stones, where you go from one stone to the next and you carefully make yourself across the other side. Now, I have 3 stepping stones for my philosophy on asking for customer referrals. And I'll give you an example of how this worked for me recently. Now, I live in town now, so I've got like 300 megabyte speed broadband. But a few years ago, I lived in the countryside where broadband speed was snail pace. It was 1.6 megabytes or something ridiculous. But we did have a reasonable 4G on the mobile phone, and my mobile phone itself had really good speed because it picked up 4G. But obviously data on a mobile phone is really expensive, so I got hold of this company called Boosty, boosty.com. And the idea of Boosty, without going too much technology because it lost me, is you get a little box of tricks which you attach to your router. And what it does then, the router picks up your normal 1.6 speed. And when you want to boost it, it picks up your mobile phone data. And it starts to add the data whenever you need it. That way it doesn't cost you a fortune, it doesn't use all your data, but it can suddenly accelerate your speed to 10, 11, 12 megabytes. And for me, that was really important. So what happened then? The first thing is the installation. So stepping stone number 1 was the installation itself. So when I obtained the item itself, he live chatted me, the chap on the other end, and he said, you know, I'm really pleased that you've chosen this. I hope it works well for you. We're really proud that we're a new business startup. We're really proud that we're growing our business by referrals, and we like to give great service. If it works, you know, we'll talk about a referral at some point. So he sowed the seed number 1. That's stepping stone number 1, sowing the seed. Stepping stone number 2 occurred when there was a slight hiccup to it, and I contacted him again, and he went through it on the live chat and he guided me through what to do. And he said, I hope that's working now for you. One thing I would ask you actually is could you provide us with a testimonial? He said to me, he said, we use Trustpilot, he said, and it'd be really, really useful if you could go on to Trustpilot and give us a rating. A 5 would be lovely, he said. I said, yeah, I'd be happy to do so. That's stepping stone number 2. Get some kind of testimonial. It does depend on your business. On my website, I have this thing called Testimonial Robot, and I'll ask my customers to put a testimonial on there for me, tell me what they think. It's all very independent, they say what they like, it's fine. You may use Trustpilot, you might use unbiased.com, you might use LinkedIn, but some way of getting a testimonial is the stepping stone number 2. Remember, we're not trying to wait until the end to ask for a referral, we're building the scene. Stepping stone number 3 occurred. And it was a follow-up email he sent me. He said, how's it all going? He said, it's a couple of weeks later. And I emailed back, said it's going really well. You know, I'm getting great speed, really pleased with the whole thing. Then he emailed me back and said, look, do you remember when we first met? He said, I said we grow our business by referrals. Now I'm going to ask you if you know anybody in your road that may well benefit from the same speed boost. Now he's quite clever. He knows that I lived in a village where everybody had really slow broadband speed. So he was able to sort of pin me down to people in my road. And that's what you need to do at this stage. You might want to give your customer a list of customers that you would like to be referred to, maybe a list of businesses in the area. Or it could be customers in the technology sector that the customer's in that you would like to be referred to. Call it an introduction as well. You'd like to be introduced to that customer. Yeah, he had the £25 Marks and Spencer voucher gimmick, which I don't think you actually need to do. I think that spoils the situation. But I was happy to provide him with this. And my mate Nigel down the road was quite keen. So I said to him, you want to contact Nigel, here's his email address. And sure enough, he did, and Nigel signed up. And I got my £25 Marks and Spencer's voucher. So it shows you how this thing works. It's about 1, 2, 3. Number 1 is sowing the seed. Number 2 is testimonial of some description. Number 3 is actually going for the introduction itself as well. And it works really well. Don't wait to the end and suddenly ask the customer. They'll give you a knee-jerk reaction. They'll have to think about it. Use the stepping stones method to obtain client referrals. Hope that's been useful. Paul at paularcher.com.